Well, hello there in this rusty glove box, and today in the shop we're going to replace some stepper driver motors in a dash of SSR. Several GM vehicles use this same type of motor to drive all the different gauges in the vehicle. So let's give it a look. Well, if you have a GM vehicle from about 2003 to 2009, it can be some of the pickups or the SUVs. And if your instrument cluster, if some of the gauges may read erratic or get kind of not calculated correctly anymore and they're off, well, you can probably figure on having to replace the stepper motors. And it's a little small driver motor that operates a gauge. This one stepper motor, it's all the same and it'll work on each gauge location. Before we get going too far, I was just going to show you what these little stepper driver motors look like. It's got your electrical terminals on the back, and there's your indexing pins. And this same little unit works on every gauge, you know, the speedometer, tach, oil pressure, fuel, water temp. This one little unit will work at every location. Well, what you'll start doing, I went ahead and took the face off of the speedometer cluster, and I'm sure every one will be a little bit different, but here's some little plugs that hold this film face in place. You'll have to pull your needles off, and the way you can do that is just by using a fork and a piece of paper to help protect it. Alright, once I've separated the backing, it just has some little clips. What you do then is you can just raise the face right off of it. Then here are the little drivers that operate your gauges. And what you have to do is unsolder the back of them, take them off, and I have some new ones right here that I'm going to put in their place. I've flipped it over. This is my fuel gauge driver. So you flip it over, and it's that terminal, those four terminals right there. This is a solder sucker. When you heat it and do that, it will suck the excess solder off and allow you to get that little driver out of there without too much trouble. What we've got is these little drivers. They have these pins that are soldered into the circuit board. They have a big round pin, and then they have a small pin, and that way it indexes it correctly on the back of your circuit board. And now what I'm going to do is resolder the connection back on the circuit board. Well, what I've done, I've replaced all these little stepper drivers for the instrument cluster, and Just going back on the reassembly. What I recommend you do is, before you get your instrument cluster all put back together, plug it into your vehicle harness, crank it, let everything center itself back up, and that way you can place your needles at the proper position. If you don't, you may be pulling it in and out a couple of times, and but I would recommend replacing all of those little stepper drivers. Well, when you replace these drivers, I'd recommend you replace all of them at the same time, because after pulling your needles on and off, more than likely it's going to cause an issue inside that gauge, because that's pretty delicate little stuff inside there. Well, I hope you found that interesting and a little informative. Just to let you know, if you send that dash off to get it repaired, it costs you anywhere from $250 to $300. And those little driver motors, to get all 5 of them for my dash, it was about $20. So $20 and a little bit of time, and you could save a lot of money. So anyway, this is Rusty Glove Box. Thanks for watching, and I'm out of here.